What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick the Sports Guy. Good day to you. And Antonio Brown has a warrant out for his arrest, and it's a lot to this. We're going to talk about that in this segment. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that follow button, and subscribe to the YouTube channels if you have not already done so. Those channels are Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. Let's jump right into this. Again, it dropped today. The Washington Post was the first news organization to report it, but Antonio Brown has a warrant out for attempted murder with a firearm. The warrant requires Antonio Brown to post a $10,000 bond and remain on house arrest pending trial. Now, what is this warrant for attempted murder for? It is for an incident that happened last month when Brown attended a boxing match in Little Haiti, which is a Miami neighborhood. Now, according to the warrant, officers responded to a report of gunshots being fired outside of the venue shortly before midnight, May the 16th. When they arrived, an off-duty officer working the security at the event said he left the venue after being told of the sound of gunfire, according to the warrant, and said he then observed Brown involved in a physical altercation with another man. Now, Brown would go on social media after all this situation and said that he had got jumped at this boxing event because some individuals allegedly tried to steal his jewelry, and that's what he would tell the Miami police detectives, and they would release him that night. Now, according to the warrant, Miami police detectives later obtained video footage that appears to show Brown punching another man, sparking a big melee, and the footage later shows Brown appearing to take the gun of a security officer and running toward the man he had punched. According to the warrant, cell phone video captures 2 gunshots as Brown approaches the victim and includes the victim ducking. Now, the victim would eventually talk to police detectives, and he would say that after the fight was over, that he noticed Brown running toward him with a firearm. And he said he had to duck. This is the alleged victim. He had to duck because Brown fired 2 shots at him. According to reports as well, that witnesses corroborates what this alleged victim has said about Antonio Brown. So here we are now. This is where we stand with Antonio Brown with a warrant for attempted murder. Now, I don't think any one of us are surprised. This is where we are, just considering the last few years, Antonio Brown's antics and his behavior has led us to this. I'm just saying, this is my own thoughts and opinions. I think, we're probably going to see Antonio Brown on an ESPN 30 for 30 just because of just all the things that he's done. Just to talk about his career, he played in the league 12 seasons. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Steelers. He would eventually be traded from the Steelers because of him and Mike Tomlin's clash. Then he would end up with the Raiders. He wouldn't even take a snap with them. Him and John Gruden clash. He would be released. Then he would end up with the Patriots. That wouldn't work out. But then he would kind of resurrect himself because him and Tom Brady formed a bond. Brady would go to Tampa Bay and he would bring Antonio Brown along and he would win a Super Bowl. But then the wheels fall off as far as Brown's career, because the last he played in the NFL in 2021 was when he decided to take off his jersey, his helmet, shoulder pads, and throw it down and jog into the locker room when they played the Jets because he was disgruntled about playing time. So this is where we are. Again, Washington Post was the first organization to report this. Mr. Brown has a warrant out for attempted murder with a firearm. Now, we do not know if he's hired counsel as of yet, but again, they have a warrant out in Miami-Dade County. Now, this happened in Florida. Let me say this. Florida has that stand your ground law, and here it is, and I'm reading it verbatim. The Florida stand your ground law says, and I'm reading it again, allows individuals to use force, including deadly force, in situations where they reasonably believe they are at imminent risk of danger or great bodily harm without having a duty to retreat. This law essentially grants a right to self-defense without requiring individuals to retreat from a perceived threat. Again, that is the Florida Stand Your Ground law. And according to the details of this situation, from what I read, and this is just my own observation, I think he had a right, that is Antonio Brown, to stand his ground. I think this attempted murder charge probably won't stick. I don't. But it will add some more to Mr. Brown's resume again. Because granted, I'm quite sure we will be seeing a 30 for 30 on Mr. Antonio Brown. I'd like to know what you guys think about this. Talk to me in the comments. Antonio Brown, what's next? I'd like to know your thoughts. I'm Kendrick, the Sports Guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.